So we continue on this journey of what if. What if people in the news are criminals? What if there is a worldwide conspiracy involving a lot of people? If reporters are falsifying reports, if they are lying to the public about events that happen, that makes them war criminals. So the people that you trusted the most, like remember when for people over 50, I guess it would be like there was a man that was called the most trusted man in news, but who called him that? Who said that? Who said he's the most trusted man in the nation? It was like Walter Cronkite or something. But why would you trust somebody on TV? Why would anybody do that? I mean, TV itself is all about colors and noises and deception and fantasy. So to think that we're getting the truth from news reporters, I mean, some of it's interesting how all news reporting is the same throughout the world. They all sit behind desks, they all wear suits, you have to be handsome, you have to be good looking, you have to be sexy for some of them. Like, you literally have to be selling sex for some of them. And what if they're all lying? What if they're all part of a worldwide deception? What if they're all part of a deception to for what though? Like, that's what people might ask, is if reporters are deceiving people, why are they doing it? And so they lie about what's really going on as far as health. So they'll lie. They won't tell you the truth about the poisons that are in pharmaceuticals. They won't tell you what's really going on with your enemy. So in other words, they will bring forth an enemy for you. Here's your enemy, and they determine who your enemy is for the nation. So they kind of set the tone. They're kind of the culture. What would you call it? The culture controllers. They control who your enemy is. They decide who your enemy is. It's the Muslims, and here's why. They have nuclear bombs. It's the Russians. They have nuclear bombs. Like, that's all they have to do. That's all they have to do. It's so easy to deceive the public. It's easy because you trust. The public trusts. And why do we trust the news? Because everybody else does. Literally, that's why. Because you're watching the news. Wow, a lot of people watch the news. A lot of people believe the news. If there was deception going on, not everybody would be agreeing with it or watching it. And so here's Walter Cronkite, I think. Anyway. But right now, the biggest criminals would be people like Anderson Cooper, he's a Vanderbilt, which means he comes from an elite family. But he looks so handsome. He's kind of like a child of light. He wouldn't deceive anybody. But he does, and he has. When you wake up to the fact that it's all deception, and when you wake up to the fact that the reporters, so like let's say you went back into history. So you go back into history and you try to find out, you do research into not who did the war, not who did it, like as far as like who, the war's already started, and the war's already started, so you need your generals, right? You need your military men to persecute or to process the war. You need your soldiers and everything. Well, who are the people that would get the public to desire a war? Well, it would have to be people who were good at speaking, who could convince people to go to war. Is that Darwin right there? I don't know. You have to go back and you have to see who starts wars and how it relates to reporters, how it relates to the people in our day who are the news anchors, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times. And you have to see that their part in war, their part in slavery, their part in deception. Because there's always been groups where that's their part, where that's their job. Hey, you need to go sell, you need to go stir the people up to anger so that they can go to war. Now, they don't want to go to war because there really is no enemy. We have to create a fake enemy. But because of the art and the sophistication that we have, we can get them to want to go to war. So they're the desire creators. And they're especially dangerous. They're really dangerous because of the technology they have. That's what makes them so dangerous. They have every TV set. They have every computer. They have the government on, they are the government. They have the government to lie for them too. So it's a back and forth. The news, CNN, they lie for the government, and the government lies for the news. So here's an example. The news will say there's this enemy, this Muslim enemy, and they're doing these crimes. The military will say, yes, that's true. So they support each other that way. Now you got to realize the news is the military, but it goes above that. It's evil in the world. It's the people at top that are evil that are everything. So it's evil is the government, the news. It's the dark side of the power in the world. The people that have the power. And they don't control everything, but they control so much that it's enough. They control enough. That's all you need to know. There are evil people in the top organizations of everything in the world, news, military, government, that have enough control in all of those things that they can't be detected, that they can't be rooted out, and then they can't be known by the general public. Well, how would you know? So when Anderson Cooper gets on and says and lies to you, you think, well, he couldn't lie because CNN wouldn't allow it, because CNN, they want to give us the truth. But Anderson Cooper lies, Amanpour lies, and if you notice if you watch CNN or any of the news outlets, but especially CNN lately, they're not into giving you any information. They're into promoting a culture, and you see this with the commercials they'll have, where they'll be promoting their reporters as heroes. You know, they'll show them in a war zone, which the war zone that they're in, the footage is staged. It's not real footage, and they'll use fake footage all the time. You know, Amanpour will be. They'll be. It's about the CNN culture that they're trying to promote. So it's really bizarre if you really think about it. Like, why are they having commercials promoting themselves? Like, they'll say, yeah, we're winning awards. Well, what does that mean? Like, okay, you're winning awards. It's like okay, instead of just saying, you know, we're doing our best, and we have improvements to make. Instead of being humble and being like, you know what, we have a lot to work on. We're not giving the public. We're not doing a good enough job for the public. We need to do better at reporting all the truth. It's like, we're so good and we risk so much. And we're so valiant and courageous, and we're the best source to come to for news. And it's just not true. It's all lies. All the news, they're lying to you about what is happening in each event. So yeah, there will be an event. They will report on events, but they're lying to you about the details. They're lying to you about who's really causing what. And they'll never talk about the criminals in financial at the top, or government or military. They'll never talk about the criminals in their own organization.